बोल मजूरा हल्ला बोल बोल हक मजूरा हल्ला बोल MCA जिंदाबाद MCA जिंदाबाद ஆளுநர் அதிகாரி जिंदाबाद சென்னையில மாநாடு தமிழ்நாட்டில் மாநாடு தமிழ்நாட்டில் மாநாடு All India Auditor Account Association जिंदाबाद All India Auditor Account Association जिंदाबाद आवाज दो Down bureaucracy.
starting our 50th conference of All India Auditor Council session now. Now time is exactly 10:30. We are sharp. So we are happy to start the program exactly at the time. Now I request Sri N. Ram, Senior Journalist and Director of Hindu Group of Publications, to come over to the dais. He is inaugurating our conference. I request Comrade S. Radhakrishna, our former Vice President, to the dais. I am happy to announce that our senior most comrade, veteran leader, former Secretary General of All India Auditor Accounts Association, who is 99 years old, Comrade A.V. Venkatraman, is on the way. I request Comrade S.P. Yadav, Secretary General, Conference of Central Government Employees and Workers, to come out to the dais. I request Comrade O.S. Sudhakaran, Secretary General, All India Auditor Accounts Officers Association, to come out to the dais. Comrade Tapas Kaur, Secretary General, Auditor and Accounts Association, please come out to the dais. I request Secretary General of Pensioners Association, Comrade Jagmohan Thakur, to come out to the dais. I am happy to welcome Comrade K. Swaminathan, former leader of AIAAA, who is guiding us in this conference. Now we will formally start the program. Now I am giving my presidential address. Comrade T.K. Rangarajan will join us soon. He is on the way. Dear comrades, respected Comrade T.K. Rangarajan, Chairman of Reception Committee, former Member of Parliament, Comrade N. Ram, Senior Journalist and Director, Hindu Group of Publications, Senior Leaders on the dais, delegates, observers, and dear comrades. I am happy to welcome you all to Chennai. This is a milestone conference of All India Auditor and Accounts Association. It is a great privilege for Chennai units to host this conference. This conference is held in a very critical juncture when the importance of Indian Auditor and Accounts Department, which was created by Constitution of India under the chairmanship of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, in order to plug the chances for corruption in public finance. What is the position today? Crores and crores of Indians are suffering without employment and food security. Oxfam report says that top 10% holds more than 50% of India's property, and top 1% owns 40.5% of India's wealth. Only 3% has trickled down to the bottom 50%. That is the position. The thing is, India is rich, but Indians are poor. Only very few Indians are rich. And what about this department, which was formed to plug the corruption? To be frank enough, the watchdog of public finance has lost its teeth. Now there is no teeth for our department. It can only bark. That much only we are doing. I can give some examples for Tamil Nadu here because I belong to Tamil Nadu. In audit wing, where there were more than 2,000 people, now only 950 are working. In accounts branch, where more than 2,000 people are working, the latest figure is 650. That much reduction has come down. So in each office, more than 2,000 people are working more than some 20 years back when I entered the department. Annual, biennial, triennial audits they are not being done properly. Audits are being reduced. So we can see for the past for 4 or 5 years we can see that number of audit reports tabled in the parliament has come down drastically. So what is the meaning? That our audits are not being done properly. That is the meaning. So our constitutional responsibility we are not doing properly because our department is not given sufficient staff strength and everything. So when this happens, those who adopt corrupt practices are emboldened. Previously we were checking each and every voucher, whatever is raised, all the vouchers we used to check. Now what is happening after 70, slowly it has reduced. Because we are not having sufficient staff, we are not checking any vouchers also. So they can do anything, any corruption. So that is why the public finance is being attacked by them. In the past week, Tamil Nadu finance report was published by department. The total amount is 3,94,256 crores. So most of the money which was allotted to capital expenditure has been diverted to revenue expenditure. Misappropriation was 30.81 crores, no action. For more than 20 years, after public submission to PAC, they gave 379 recommendations. Most of them have not been implemented. So what is the money they are spending for the department? If you take Tamil Nadu, it may be 400 crores for accounts and 500 crores for audit, that's all. But how much money we are taking care? Crores and crores of amount we are taking care. But they are curtailing the department because they don't want the corruption to come out. So, and as far as accounts is concerned, everybody else know that new pension scheme has been implemented, and due to which GPF and pension, we are losing both of them. In Tamil Nadu, something else has happened. The new AG was taken over, he has merged the pension and funds. He is creating something new, and we cannot give sufficient service to the state government employees. If it is allowed, then it will spread throughout India. We are in a position to stop it. And in such circumstances, we are meeting here for the 50th conference. We expect the delegates and observers to deliberate all these things on departmental issues, on central government issues like formation of 5th pay commission, 8th pay commission, etc. And once again, I welcome you all. And now, I request Sri Yandra, Director of Hindu Group of Publications, to inaugurate the conference. Let us give him a standing ovation. Let us have a prayer song. Please stand up.
Vikanam adil sivranda kavidam morning, Comrade Ramesh, other leaders of the All India Audit and Accounts Association, past and present, leaders and representatives of fraternal organizations, friends. I was surprised but pleased and honored to be invited to this significant event. The inaugural session of the 50th Conference of the All India Audit and Accounts Association. We are meeting at a time when institutions have come under pressure. Our institutions have been captured by an authoritarian style of governance. I don't want to enter into too many details about that, but if you watch the press or the media and also other analysis, political and social analysis, it is clear that there is great concern over the way those in authority, those in power, at the center particularly, are approaching the independence and integrity of institutions, including institutions provisioned in the Constitution of India. And we have to see what is happening in a broader context. You represent an extremely important part of the mechanisms provided in the Constitution to enforce accountability, fiscal accountability, and it is at the heart of what being a secular democratic republic is supposed to be. Before I come to the history of this association, I've been provided a very good summary of this history, its evolution over time. It's remarkable that it is celebrating its centenary. This is the 50th conference, but the association itself has been around for exactly a little over 100 years, in fact. But as for the importance of this, all of you know, but still it is worth outlining the importance of this organization. And it is no accident that Article 148 of the Indian Constitution is all about the Controller and Auditor General of India. It's not a one-man show. He's only the head of this part of the Indian state, and he or she, in fact. And what is important is the team, the number of people working in it. I'm very unhappy to learn that the workforce is being reduced, not to cut costs, not to make it a more lean and efficient organization, but actually to devalue and degrade this extremely important institution. We deplore that. Article 148 is very special. We have the Election Commission, we have the judges of the higher judiciary, the Supreme Court and the High Courts. The Constitution speaks about it. And what is common about that is they should have independence and integrity. We've seen how the Election Commission has been partisan, not just now, but over a long period. We had some good chief election commissioners and other election commissioners, but right now, on the question of independence of the Election Commission, there are many disturbing questions. For example, on the appointment process, if the government packs the Election Commission with its own nominees, and you see how they behave in the most recent round of elections. I wouldn't say that elections are rigged in India, they are not. I have faith in the EVMs, but the way the election commission, the present election commission has approached the elections, fixing the dates, not taking the complaints made by opposition parties or non-ruling parties seriously, coming out with inappropriate statements, rebuking the leaders of the opposition parties and so on, is something that is deeply troubling here. I mention this because it's a very important part provided for by the Constitution. Likewise, the CAG, it's very clear that CAG has been put on a high pedestal, not as an individual, but the office as a representative of an important force that the Constitution makers provided, particularly Dr. Ambedkar spoke about it, and in a PIL before the Supreme Court, the petitioner quoted from the Constituent Assembly debates Dr. Ambedkar asserting that the importance of the CAG as the most critical office in the Constitution. The most critical office in the Constitution. And the CAG cannot be removed except by the same provisions provided for the grounds of a judge of the Supreme Court. Shall only be removed from office in like manner and on like grounds as a judge of the Supreme Court of India. The oath taken by the CAG is also very important. You can look at the details. The oath is to uphold the Constitution, to act independently, and the form is set out in the 3rd schedule of the Constitution, and so on. And a very important provision is, again, to underline the need for independence. The Controller and in 148(4), the Controller and Auditor General of India shall not be eligible for further office either under the Government of India or under the government of any state after he has ceased to hold office. This is a very salutary rule, but has it been followed throughout? I remember that Mr. Chaturvedi, who had a major role during the Bofor's investigation. I was part of the investigation in the Hindu. In fact, I led the investigation. He was appointed Karnataka governor in 2002. I don't know whether this is in compliance with this requirement, whether Article 148(4) bars this kind of appointment, but that is an important question. Again, underlying the need for independence. The mode of appointment of the CAG is also a matter of controversy. This is not just during the period of the present government, the ruling party and so on. It goes back. And there is no defined or specified procedure or process for appointing the CAG, and I know that former deputy CAGs have petitioned the Supreme Court through a PIL advocating a collegium system. You don't have to go into the details of what should be the collegium, but the idea that, again, that it should be independent, even the selection process, I think, is crucial. And successive governments who could have done better have failed or deliberately avoided specifying the mode of appointing the CAG. And this is an important matter. As for democratic functioning within the setup, Comrade Ramesh and others have given us a lot of insights, a lot of details of what has been lacking relating to the appointment of 8th Pay Commission restoration of the old pension scheme, regional recruitment in central government departments to do better, to perform better, and do away with the imbalances. That's a very serious matter that many non-Hindi speaking states are being given a raw deal in being represented in the service. And of course, selection of CAG to the collegium, to some form of collegium, that's an important issue. And it is a matter of pride that with all these obstacles and limitations and the degrading of this very important function, enforcing financial accountability, blowing the whistle on corruption, on misconduct, on procedure, deviation from laid down procedures, I learned that your department has brought out misappropriation of 750,000 crore rupees, the last report. This is not a minor issue. Then a number of audit paras labelled in Parliament. Does the full report be tabled in Parliament? Does Parliament look seriously, or being allowed to look seriously into all the specifics brought out in the reports? That's an important question. And because of privatization of public sector, the importance of the department is being neglected, is being degraded. And this, as you see, is an attack on public finance. I don't want to go into details, you know it much better, every one of you, than I do. But this shows that a system that was set up to enforce accountability doesn't tolerate dissent, doesn't tolerate struggles within for just causes, for rights, for the betterment of society, for better governance and so on. So and I learn about the punishments that are visited on those who take up these issues or struggle on these issues: dismissal, demotion, wage cuts, increment cuts, and so on. Despite all this, it is a matter of great pride for us that the leaders and members of this association, I knew some of them, especially Comrade Jinnah very well, or the others. I read about Comrade Joseph, Comrade Raja, and a large number of leaders. I think you have very good leadership, democratic leadership, courageous leadership, wise leadership, but the real strength comes from the members, those who come voluntarily to participate in these actions and struggles. So I think that's a matter of great importance. Now I'll come to my experience with the CAG, the office of the CAG, the system that is represented here. During the Bofors investigation, which we in the Hindu did over about 3 years, I think it had a major significance. It was teamwork, but I led this investigation along with various others, our editor then, Mr. Kasturi, Chitra Subramanian, and various others in the Hindu. The CAG report in 1989 found irregularities in the purchase of the howitzers, the Bofors howitzers. And this had a major impact on national politics, including the 1989 election. The report highlighted the Bofors controversy, the Bofors transactions, and the report was leaked to the media before it was tabled in Parliament. And the ruling party, then the Congress, alleged foul play, and opposition parties took it up in a big way. Bofors was independent India's first major corruption scandal, and it contributed to the fall of the government through the election process. It's one of the key issues that figured in the election. This was a very important contribution because the CAG report lent authority and credence to what was brought in, and also brought in new information that we could not have obtained otherwise. And it was done in a professional way. Unfortunately, Mr. Chaturvedi, who led this investigation and did a very good job on it, subsequently blotted his copybook, in my opinion. He joined a political party, the BJP, became the party's Rajya Sabha MP from 1992 to 1998, and subsequently in 2002 he was appointed Governor of Karnataka. He tried to defend it, but I think, as I already mentioned, I don't know how it sits in relation to the constitutional provision that you cannot take any office under the central government or any state government. But is the governor appointment, the office of the governor, exempt from this prohibition laid down in the Constitution itself, Article 148? This is an important question. But at the time he was head of the department, head of this whole system, it was a very important contribution to investigating and blowing the whistle on corruption. The second instance in which I was involved as a journalist was the CAG report on the Rafale deal. Then also it became a big story. It didn't have the same impact as Bofors, but it raised troubling questions about the transaction. And this time, the general perception was that the CAG report sold us short, did not do justice to its responsibility in investigating this deal. And in fact, it made some dubious claims that the acquisition of 36 Rafale fighters from France, actually the cost was slightly lower than what had been planned before for a much larger order. I don't want to go into the details, but there was a lot of criticism of this by opposition members and in the media. The price comparison was faulty, or at least controversial, and it seemed to be a non-independent report. But the CAG himself, Mr. Rajiv Maharishi, who had been Home Secretary and later Finance Secretary when the defense contract was being worked out, although he got into controversy, it is to be appreciated that he did not accept any government job. And we have to be fair about this, after this. And I read that his hobby is to make pickles. He put out a brand. What I want to emphasize here is the importance of the office. It's the independence that is demanded of it, and also its internal functioning. If the CAG, the people at the top, do not respect the work done by those who work in the department, then I think there is a major problem. the CAG is scoring own goals. If you don't have workforce, if you don't have the skills, if you don't have the human resources in the organization, no AAA is going to perform. AAA can only be a tool to do some grunt work, some dreary work and so on. It can't replace human beings. If it does, that is a big threat. So if you shrink your human resources, if you weaken yourself in that area, if you hold your hand, be very ultra cautious in blowing when you are required to blow the whistle on what you consider inappropriate or corrupt or wrong, even procedurally wrong, then I think there's something deeply troubling about your own functioning. And that is what I think this meeting, this conference is all about. We want to uphold the integrity and independence of this organization. We want to ensure that the people working in it are treated fairly and justly and are enabled to perform the job for which they have been mandated to do. We want to ensure that central government employees are properly looked after and remunerated. We want to ensure the importance of the pension as a right, not as something to be arbitrarily altered by those in power. Superannuation, as a right, it should be enjoyed as a right. And above all, we want to ensure that public finance is clean and responsible, the conduct of public finance. Unfortunately, and I've done a book on this, corruption has increased exponentially during the time of privatization and liberalization. Some economists predicted that with privatization, with liberalization, corruption would be reduced in scope. Just the opposite has happened in India. We have witnessed that, the scale of it. Before, 64 crore rupees was alleged to be the amount of corruption, the bribes paid for winning the deal to various parties. Today that's peanuts, because the allegations about other deals run into very large sums, hundreds, thousands of crores, billions of dollars are involved. There are different varieties of corruption in India. There is transactional corruption, there is rent seeking in other forms, and then there is grand corruption. Grand corruption is defined as corruption that hijacks a whole system, takes over decision-making authority and captures it, and then enjoys the fruits of controlling that system, of capturing that system. And that's what we are coming face to face with, the phenomenon of grand corruption in many spheres. The media have a role in investigating it. Opposition parties automatically try to do it. Whether they do it competently or not is another question. Do they do enough to combat corruption? Are they themselves clean? These are questions that have been raised. But one authority or one arm of the state which can make a big difference in this, so that money is not siphoned away, resources are not siphoned away from what the people should be entitled to, is all of you and the department that you represent, the struggles that you have waged to enforce this right, this ownership of this function. I think that's very, very important. Corruption is not the only issue that troubles India today. There's communalism, there is authoritarianism, there are many other forms of misconduct by those in authority. I'm not just painting a the negative picture all the time. But these are real phenomena. And that, I think, is the importance of the work that you do, the struggles that you wage, and the whole system of at the head of which sits the CAG. So I want to close on the note that we admire the work that you do. There's a lot more to be done. Some things seem to be beyond the control of any trade union or association, but you have to soldier on and seek solidarity from other organizations, enter into partnerships, into joint struggles, joint action, and so on. And this is what I think is laid out before you, and I look forward to learning more about what you plan to do at this conference after the discussions, through the discussions, the various reports that come from different parts of the country. And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Now I request Rana Bhaksha to present a shawl to Comrade Inaugural. A book will be presented by Comrade B. Bhaskar. Now, happy to welcome Comrade B. Nagarajan, who led 1968 strike in our office. Here we are having President of All India Income Tax Employees Federation, Comrade delegate. President of Postal Accounts Employees, Comrade R.B. Suresh, and General Secretary of Confederation of Semi-Government Employees and Workers, Tamil Nadu. So, now I will request Comrade Radhakrishna to be frank with us. He met me when I was 19 years in Bombay office, and now he is here to give us a note on history of All India Audit and Account Association. I request Comrade Radhakrishna to come out to the dais. I welcome Comrade T.K. Rangarajan, Member of Parliament.
Comrade President of the program, I think I take liberty to call Comrade N. Rao. Comrade Tapas, Comrade Yadav, Comrade Sudhakar, Comrade Jagmohan, Comrade Venkatesh and Suresh, and comrades. When we are observing celebrating 50th Conference of the All India Audit and Accounts Association, a mother organization for all the organizations in the IAAA, it is pertinent for us to recall briefly the history of this movement. When we look into the history of our All India Audit and Accounts Association, we have to look back to the period that was there when this association was formed. All India Trading in Congress was formed in 1920. Before that, Balagangadhar Tilak had led a workers' movement in the Mumbai, and telegraph associations had been formed in 1905. Under these backgrounds, the central government employees movement also took an initiative to form its own organizations. During the period between 1911 to 1935, various central government departments formed their own associations. Of course, present names of the associations have changed, but the movement started at that time. For example, income tax started in 1935. Now it has become Income Tax Federation. All India Audit and Accounts Association started the Accounts Clerical Association in 1911. Finally, in 1922, the Congress in West Bengal met together and they decided to form an All India Association. And finally, whether it was formed in 1923 or 24 is still a dispute. Anyhow, we have adopted historically that we have formed in 1924, April 15th, and we are celebrating from that day All India Audit and Accounts Association, and we celebrated centenary of this association in 2024. When we look back to these things, the first president of All India Association was G.K. Sarkar of AGUP, that is United, it was known as United Provinces at that time, and U.N. Sen was the dynamic leader from West Bengal at that time, it was only Bengal. He was the first general secretary of this association. Then it started growing and growing, and finally, as I said, in 15th April 2023, that is a recorded history is there. Finally, this association took a shape. It held its first conference in 1924, but somehow that has been taken as the date of formation of the association. Of course, in between some of these things happened. At that time, we had a conduct rules which was specified by 1905 order, where the section of the Bengal took place. The entire conduct rules was framed in such a manner that the Indian native citizens will not join the independence movement at that time. So, of course, unfortunately, even today, certain provisions of this conduct rules is still retained in a democratic country which formed its own constitution 75 years back. An unfortunate aspect of it. So, then we have various struggles. And 1957 is a red letter year for us. It was the year in which, under the dynamic leadership of Comrade E.S. Joseph, this association converted itself into a garlanding and pricing association to a militant trade union organization. It was in Hyderabad Conference of 1957. In this country, Hyderabad has done a lot of contributions, and one of the major contributions that they have done to All India Audit and Accounts Association is we converted ourselves to a militant trade union organization, committed to an ideology of welfare of the workers. Under the dynamic leadership and national secretary of the Conference Association, and sparking thing, at that time we had presenting a journal known as Spark. In the sparking thing was Rajkot privatizations, where AG behaved like a monarch, not even like a king. And we had a CNDG, who thinks he is omnipresent everywhere, omnipresent and omnipresent. He thinks himself, he was thinking himself as a god, A.K. Chanda, who said, I can decide what I can do. I will never tolerate any organizations of the employees in this organization, in the department. And that was a challenge that was accepted by the All India Audit and Accounts Association, and we converted a governing association to a militant association in 1957. As a challenge we posed, challenges only brings up new leadership. If you don't accept the challenge, we will fail in our organization's case. Then it was a historic movement in the central government employees movement also in 57. Confederation of Central Government Employees was formed. And now we have been thinking of pay commissions. First pay commission was formed when telegraph employees went on strike on a simple demand, 1946. There was a huge difference of wages between the top officers and the clerical staff, subordinate officers. Top officers were mostly British or British-oriented Indians. Clerical staff were real Indians. The wages struggle, All India Telegraph Employees Association wages struggle. Pay commission, there was an agreement that finally reached in the Bombay presidency, At that time, Calcutta Presidency, the central government employees were also called, but they could not reach it. They reached an agreement as a result of the first pay commission was called. In 1957, central government employees served a strike. At that time, Comrade E.X. Joseph was the Secretary of the Confederation of Central Government Employees and Workers. Comrade Mansugan was the Secretary General. Comrade Najpai was the President. We served a strike notice and government came up with the second pay commission. After the second pay commission formed, a historic struggle took place from midnight of 11th and 12th July 1960. Historical strike which played a new role for the trade unions of this country. Till such time, trade unions had not thought of such a serious strikes. It is the central government employees movement. Under the leadership of Confederation, we conducted a strike which opened a new vista for the entire central government or trade union movement of this country. And after that strike, association was de-recognized. There was a challenge before us, and Comrade E.X. Joseph was dismissed from the service. There was a challenge. If you elect E.X. Joseph, recognition for the All India Art and Sports Association will be withdrawn. When we met in the Shillong conference, we accepted that challenge. We don't care for the paper recognition of the CNDG. We recognize, we care for the recognition of the members, and unanimously, without any discussion, Comrade E.X. Joseph was re-elected as Secretary General. And within 1 hour of election of E.X. Joseph Secretary General, All India Audit and Accounts Association was re-recognized. The period from 1960 to 67, I am not going into details because I have already, it was circulated in the Golden Jubilee celebrations, and probably it might have circulated here also. And till 1960-67, if I can say, in the words of E.X. Joseph, Comrade S.K. Vaz, golden period of the struggle, which has been immortalized by E.X. Joseph in his book. And finally, just before the Chennai Conference in 1967, now we are meeting after 47 years in this place, recognition was granted. The only conference that was inaugurated by then CNDG, Kandarachan was inaugurated, that conference here, and a new chapter was opened in this. Of course, subsequently, E.X. Joseph was more interested in the legal profession and served more because he was highly under the influence of Comrade V. K. Krishnan, who became a Supreme Court judge later days. And he left the department, and the new Secretary General that was elected was in 1967 was A.V. Venkataraman, who is now on the threshold of reaching his century. He is expected to come here. He was elected, and in 1970, E.X. Joseph, S.K. Vaz became the Secretary General. Another chapter opened. And again, the central government employees served themselves for a strike. And government came with third pay commission. And we, of course, started going all those things. As when Ram was speaking, I was collecting certain things. Today, there is a Supreme Court, there is a case has been filed by former Deputy CAG demanding that CAG should be appointed by a politician, because an auditor being appointed by government, there is always whether he subserves the government interest or not, ruling party interest or not, but always there will be doubt in the minds of the people that he may become an agent of the ruling party. Whether we like it or not, performance of the CND from last 3.5 years, now he has retired, we feel was not to the mark. Many of the reports he had not signed, which may be a controversial to the government's concern. Unfortunate aspect of this. Now we can speak because of the CND was sitting, I did not want to speak anyway. But many of the reports he did not sign, which was embarrassing to the both central government and state governments. I am not differentiating. So unfortunately, such an incident should not repeat. When we conducted series of seminars all over the India, and finally it was in Delhi, we have conducted a seminar on the role of CNDG in the parliamentary democracy. One of the demands that the All India Audit and Accounts Association has raised which was fully supported by then Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee and Opposition Leader A.B. Vajpayee was CNDG should not be appointed by the cabinet, but it should be appointed by a collegium as it is done in many other cases. Today, the issue has been set to reach a center stage. Even the former deputy CAGs who addresses that meeting, they also agreed with our demand. Now they have gone to court, let us see. But organization also, I feel we should support the stand that has been taken by the chief. So, 10 weeks after this role of the departmental bifurcation also took place in 1984. Unfortunately for us, certain aspects that developed in the department, which we are trying to wipe out those differences that have arisen us. A broader platform requires for that. But we withstood that. In 1993, new recognition rules came into existence, and that was used as a tool by the CNDG's administration to bring differences within the organization. But the All India Audit and Accounts Association, with its energy, with its unity, with its everything, has definitely withstood all those things. Now, in the meanwhile, we prepared ourselves for another strike in 1983, Central Government employees, demanding constitution of the Fourth Pay Commission. Fourth Pay Commission came into the disease. S.K. Vyas, the Secretary of the Transportation and President of the All India Audit and Accounts Association at that time, we prepared a comprehensive memorandum which was accepted by all the organizations, and that became the memorandum of the JC. For the first time, all central government employees organizations, under the leadership of the JCM, we presented a common memorandum to the Fourth Pay Commission. And the common memorandum was prepared by the All India Audit and Accounts Association, especially by S.K. Vyas. From then onwards, Fourth Pay Commission, Fifth Pay Commission, Sixth Pay Commission, Seventh Pay Commission, all the memoranda that has been submitted by the National Council of JCM staff side is prepared by the leadership of the All India Audit and Accounts Association. Personally, I know, because I was involved in 5th, 6th and 7th Pay Commission memoranda that was prepared by S.K. Vyas. How he was ironing the differences among different organizations. How he brought a broader unity in presenting the issues that has to be placed before the Pay Commission. Such key role was being placed was done by Comrade S.K. Vyas, because the leadership that S.K. Vyas was given by the employees of the All India Audit and Accounts people, the Audit and Accounts people. Because of the strength the association had, Comrade Vyas to play a key role. Comrade Vyas used to tell, Vyas is not an individual. It's a collective response, collective unity of the Audit and Accounts employees that has given him the strength to prepare such a memorandum. Now when we are 8th Pay Commission, I think Comrade Yadav is there. I think it is relevant to bring that issue. Why? On any issue, Confederation always stood firm on its principle. When DA was imported in the year 82, Confederation was the single voice which recorded it, presented in the Standing Committee of the JC. They recorded it. Congress Vyas was ridiculed. As Ejex Joseph was ridiculed when he was fighting for the victimization in 60s, top leaders, S.A. Donge had said, no, you cannot fight victimization, accept and revise it. But All India Audit and Accounts Association took a stand. We will open a new chapter in the history of the government employees movement, and we will see that all the victimizations will be located, and by 1967 all the victimizations were located, and we conducted a conference under the inauguration of the then CNDG, heralding the will and unity of the Central Audit and Accounts employees. That is the things there. And Confederation also has stood always, why we are silent on 8th Pay Commission. Writing of letters will not aid 8th Pay Commission. I wish Comrade Yadav will take on behalf of the Confederation this issue. And of course, because of our deliberations we have to go there, we will be always available here. Mr. Balasubramaniam has come, my close friend, and we worked together in the association. He has come Balasubramaniam was part of all these struggles which I explained from 70 onwards. So he knows it. And Kamarai Nagarajan, he has NSR and others who read 1968 historic strike of the central government employees took place in this in China. Again in 1973 or 74, I have forgotten. For the first time, our department was divided into audit AG1 and AG2. It is not functional division that took place. Attempt was made to divide the cadres also. And Chennai unit, they were pilot struggles at that time, which resulted in large separation of cadres in our department. Subsequently, when AG's office was divided in various places. Again, I want to recall the struggle that the Chennai unit has done. When C&AG's administration wanted to improve the computers, when we were still negotiating those issues, an attempt was made to introduce it in Chennai. GPF functions they wanted to computerize. Of course, at that time I visited series of meetings I have attended in Chennai unit also. At that time, Chennai unit led a very serious struggle which forced C&AG's administration to reach an agreement on 16 October 1992. Of course, 30th or 16th, I forgot. 16th and 92, because my father expired 2 days before that, so I remember that. At that thing, struggle, in which Comrade Dorepandian was participating as a representative of the struggling union, we reached a historic agreement for the first time in the entire central government employees organization. No reduction of staff. They said, because of computerization, we will not reduce any staff. Promotions will not be snatched. All those agreements we reached. And for that historic struggle, I salute AG Tamil Nadu comrades for the historic struggle. 73 historic struggle. I salute. Because of those two struggles, we could lay down a policy for the entire audit and accounts department. That was the thing that as a Tamil Nadu has done. Of course, without going much time into this history, you can read at any time. I wish this conference, yes, staff has reduced, C&AG is shirking his responsibilities, and unfortunately, PSCs are viewing the CAG's report from a political angle, not on the financial angles. That is also a fact. Because I have attended many public accounts committee meetings as AO reports. One PSC chairman had asked me, what politically I can embarrass though? I told him, sir, because you are not politically embarrassing, you bring out the facts, you take up these things. Actually, you used to ask me to prepare a note. That's because there is an instruction of the thing. One day previous, before the PSC meets, AG should brief the PSC chairman. Of course, AG means both AO reports only briefs. So I used to go and brief him. He was asking political angle. He said, unfortunately, fortunately for us, he did not become the chief minister of Karnataka. That is a good thing for us. And so PSC chairmen have applied their mind. So here, but unfortunately, I will cite one report. Lot of discussions took place. It was held in Bida. And in the night when I asked the department to what happened, I think, sir, everything we have just in the final report of the PSC, the points were missed. These are the unfortunate aspect of the legislative irresponsibility of the PSC. I will not go into those aspects. So we have a role to play, as Comrade Ram put it. We have a role to play to uphold the importance of the department. Not because we want to have a better conditions, but because to uphold the financial accountability of this ruling parties in the country. We have a responsibility. In this direction we will move, and this conference, I am confident, will come up with historic decisions on all these aspects. Thank you all, comrades.
Comrade Joe, please to give a shout to Comrade Radhakrishna. Secretary, young secretary, son of Comrade BJC Roy, and a veteran leader, Comrade Joe, category 2 secretary. Comrade Krishna Gopal will present a book to Comrade Ramakrishna. Now I request Comrade T.K. Rangarajan, former Member of Parliament, a senior veteran leader of CETU, to come and address this welcome address.
Thank you. Dear comrades, respected dignitary Sri N. Rao, senior journalist and the director of Hindu Group Publication, leader of the Dice and Public. Here I want to just explain Rao at present senior journalist, director, everything. But you must remember, I would like to draw your notice that he was a trade unionist. He attended first CIT conference 1970 at Calcutta as a delegate. He was also a part and parcel of this anti-workers of Simpson strike. We have to greet him, he is our leader. Simpson strike is not an ordinary strike. We have to oppose the management and also the government at that time. He helped CITU. Of course, Simpson is not a CIT union. He helped that union. He helped CIT leaders P. Chindan and Comrade P. Ramamurthy. He was a part and parcel of the working class. That's what I wanted to introduce. There is something hidden in everybody. Outside he is only a senior journalist, director. Sir, I welcome you all on behalf of the reception committee of the 5th conference of All India Audit and Accounts as the chairman of the reception committee. Holding your 5th conference in Tamil Nadu, particularly Chennai, is an apt one. This is the hub of the trade union activities. It was in Chennai the first trade union in India, namely Madras Labour Union, was formed more than 100 years ago. Tamil Nadu and Chennai have witnessed source of trade union struggles, including the latest struggle of Hyundai and Samsung workers demanding recognition of the trade union. Not recognition, it's a registration. Samsung struggle, worker already recognized. 80-90% of the worker went on strike. The problem here is Tamil Nadu government is not registering the trade union. Registration will take only 5 minutes. The present Tamil Nadu government is part and parcel with Samsung, that multinational company. So the character of the government is changing. That does not mean DMK has got some progressive ideas. We don't undermine that, we don't compare BJP and DMK. DMK is a part and parcel of some progressive ideas, social ideas. But unfortunately, when they are in the government, they are supporting the management, that to a multinational company. To mention some important struggle, colonial struggle Toothukudi, led by great freedom fighter V.O. Chidambaram and Subramania Shiva, Benin Mill struggle in Chennai, Harvey Mill struggle in Madurai, Staines Mill struggle in Coimbatore, and so on. Here I wanted to add Pondicherry also. Pondicherry also faced a lot of struggles, not only against French colony, against other factories also. There are source of trade union leaders in Tamil Nadu, right from the Kalyansuram, Sakkari Chettiar, Vadia, KTK Tangamani.
Comrades, let us give a standing ovation to Comrade AVV, 99 years, former Secretary General of All India Agricultural Association. We salute Comrade AVV. We salute Comrade AVV. We salute Comrade AVV.
AVV proves there is no retired movement for trade union. You won't do any retirement. You can work till you are. You mentioned your association, you cannot forget the contribution of K.A. Sundaram, who had led the United Movement of all associations. I can mention from SMA Jinnah, who is your Secretary General. I know him personally, I worked with him. Comrade Durai Pandian was a one-sided confederation of the central government employees and workers of Tamil Nadu for more than 2 decades. Your Chennai unit is the forefront of the organization. Your Chennai unit is the forefront of the organizing struggles for pay commission. Your Chennai unit also struggled for imposition of computerization and subsequent agreement with the CAG administration on 16/10/1992. What to mention here? CAG of India, being a watchdog of public finance, has to be strengthened. And there is, in my opinion, there is a danger of privatization of departments. Nowadays, we are very shocked to see the number of audit reports tabled in Parliament is gradually reducing. It is a very dangerous sign. It is an important issue which has to be discussed in this conference, and to take the concrete steps to strengthen your department with the strengthening the finance of the country. This is a part of globalization. In the globalization era, your auditing is also privatized. That's what I will tell you. To Dr. Ram also. Once again, I welcome you on behalf of the reception committee. We have made all arrangements in good manner as far as possible. If you feel any problem, please bring it to our notice. The organization who will help you. Thank you very much.
I request Comrade Pandiwel, Secretary of Category 3, NCA, to give a talk to Comrade TK. Please select Comrade TK. Please select Comrade TK. Comrade R. Savitri will present a book to Comrade TK. Comrade Savitri, please come to the dais. Request President Comrade Venkatesan, All India President of ITEF, Comrade MS Venkatesan, to say a few words.
Comrade Ramesh, President of NCAA. Comrade Ram, the Chief Guest and Senior Journalist. Comrade TK Rangarajan, our former MP. Comrade Tapas Bose, the Secretary General of NCAA. All India Organization. Comrade S.B. Yadav, the Secretary General of Conference of Central Government Employees and Workers. Senior comrades on the dais, Comrade S.B. R.B. Suresh, and my dear comrades. Good morning to all. At the outset, on behalf of Income Tax Employees Federation, I wish the 58th Conference of All India Audit and Accounts. And also on behalf of Conference of Central Government Employees, in my capacity as All India Secretary, I wish the conference to have a wonderful success. Comrades, actually this is the 50th conference, that is Golden Jubilee Conference. We expect minimum the head of the department, that is your CNDG, should be there in the dais. I inquired that Mr. K. Satyamurthy, who took over charge as CNDG, he has not given his consent or not even a message to this conference. This shows the authorities' atrocity, I can say. Comrades, in my personal thing, the former CNDG, GC Murmu, that is Girish Chandra Murmu, when he was Additional Secretary Expenditure, he was chairman of our Pay Anomaly Committee in Revenue Department. So, I was one of the committee member in that. So, after he became Secretary of the Expenditure, he was made as Lieutenant Governor to the Ladakh. He worked there for 11 months. Then he was appointed as a CNDG to our country, that is 14th CNDG. See, this government, there is no procedure. Anything can do. So in this situation, the present CNDG also is not considering our association as an association as his staff. So in my opinion, this 50th conference should pass a contempt resolution to the CNDG for not attending or not sending a message to this conference. I hope this conference will do that. Comrades, without unity you can't do anything. As Comrade Radhakrishna, our senior comrade, told, we are at the midst of, we have to fight for appointing of HCPC. We all know that Chennai, for 7th CPC, in the MCA room only, the Tamil Nadu COC initiated and proposed to All India Confederation to go for a strike to appoint 7th CPC, that is told 12 strike. So now also we are waiting for HCPC. Again and again our Member of Parliaments are raising this question in our Parliament, but continuously the government is telling that there is no proposal to appoint HCPC. Comrades, this is the right time to unite all our central government employees. Our Secretary General is here. We have to think and go for a government action immediately. Not only that, our 18 months DA is pending, only 35,000 crores. At the time of COVID, government assured that when the finances improve, definitely they will be giving it back. Not only that, they have taken our one-day salary also. That is our voluntary contribution. Now, for this 35,000 crore, they are telling so many stories. One small example I will inform you. For the past 10 budgets, the budgets of Government of India, you can see one item, cleaning of Ganga River. Every year, 20,000 crore is allotting for that. Now it is 25,000 crore last year. Have you seen any work done in that Ganga River? No. How a river is continuously cleaning for 10 and more years. So this 35,000 is a big burden to this government. So comrades, it is our time to unite. Not only that, the pension system, old pension system has gone, NPS has gone, now UPS has come. We don't know what is that UPS. Government is telling they are going to implement from 1st April 25 onwards. Till today there is no government orders for that, there is no gazette notification for that. After announcement on 24 August 24, still some discussion is going on. So in this situation, comrades, we have to go for a strong agitation. You all know that there was a ban on recruitment from 2006 to 96 to 2006, 10 years. After 2006, all India recruitment is taking place, but for the past 15 years, huge vacancies are there in all central government departments. At least in income tax, still 50% vacancies unfilled. Our sanction strength is 80,000, but only 40,000 people are working. The situation is same in all the departments. So this is the right time to raise upon the occasion. Let us unite again. Let us maintain the legacy. With this, I once again wish the 50th Conference of All India Audit and Accounts a grand success. Thank you, comrades.
I request Comrade Gautam to present a shawl to Comrade Venkatesan. Selvi. I request Comrade Ramana to present a gift. Comrade Ramana, please come to us. Now, I request Comrade R.P. Suresh, All India President of Postal Accounts Employees Association. He is convener of Joint Action Committee of Audit and Accounts Employees Association and Officers Organizations, and General Secretary of Confederation of Central Government Employees and Workers, Tamil Nadu. So I request him to
Thank you, Comrade Ramesh, for introducing me as the convener of the GAC. I take pride in addressing in such a forum. Respected my beloved AVV, my father's friend, and I've learned a lot from him. Respected Comrade TKR, Comrade Tapas, Comrade Yadavji, the Secretary General of Confederation and the General Secretary of Postal Accounts, Comrade Balu, our senior comrade, who's been with us for a very, very long time, and the journey is long. Comrade Radhakrishnan, very, intellectual from our midst, from the Organized Accounts Fraternity. We are very happy to see you here. And Comrade Narayanan, it is really happy that Ramesh had asked him to be here, because he's a source of inspiration to us. Most of the comrades would have only heard his name. Now we are seeing him. We're quite happy to see you, comrade. And other comrades of the rise, and comrade, our fraternity people, comrades from Defi and other banks have come, Comrade Ravi and others have come. And I, on behalf of the Joint Action Committee of the Organized Audit and Accounts Federation, I would like to congratulate you all for being here in Chennai on this historic 50th conference. Many things have been spoken. I will not go into all those things. I will be a little selfish and talk only about our issues. The main issue before us is the parity with the assistance of the CSS. That's the main point. You all know that we have been awarded an arbitration award, which has been in the cold storage for years, almost 16 years. Now, for the past 3 years, somehow we have taken it up, and Comrade Tapas, as our president, and me as the convener, we have again taken this issue. And there's some light in the end of the tunnel. That's how I see it. Because the finance ministry has asked for details of the expenditure, what the expenditure will be, and what the burden of the exchequer will be, that they've asked. And after asking that, they have gone on a lull for about 1.5 years. So we have prepared a letter yesterday. After talking to Comrade Yadav and others, we are sending a letter towards that. And I assure you, comrades, if we succeed in that, it will be a separate pay commission for us. At least the organized accounts cadre, accounts in our cadre. We should not clap. We should all feel happy about it. Because I don't know whether you don't understand the issue or you don't understand the way I am talking. So that's how it is. So it's a very important issue. Even though we all fight for the 8th pay commission, this particular issue, which is very close to our heart and which has been fought for a long time by our Comrade AIAAA and others, and Comrade Balu and other things, they've spoken so many times about this, but not an inch move. But very effectively in the Joint Council, in our JCM, Comrade Tapas, our Secretary General, has spoken, and he has somehow got some improvement in that. So let's hope that we get it. And I request that in this conference, that Comrade Secretary General will pass a resolution asking and urging this government. You all know this government is deaf and it's dumb when it comes to the needs of the working class. We all know that. Do not be carried away by the showman. I won't be very explicit about it. The showman who pretends to do everything, but nothing happens. And one thing Comrade Ram said, really, that is one thing we should not lose our identity. Comrades, we all know, we call a spade. That is what we pride ourselves for. The audit fraternity and accounts fraternity, we are point blank on our things. When we write something on the report, it stands written. No one can remove it unless they have a proper explanation for that. Those were the days. But of late, I see that we have lost our path. So many influences from outside, pulling of strings and other things have happened, and you see that the very reason for our our substance and our sustained efforts have failed. So comrades, I know there are a lot of speakers here to talk, so I won't take much time. The 5 minutes which was given to me I have taken, so I won't go beyond that. Thank you, comrades. In a more open session, in our delegate session, I'll try to talk more, throw more light on it. So thank you all. You're all welcome here. I'm sure all of you are very comfortable, and we will ensure that all of you are comfortable here. And during these 2 days, we will deliberate on issues which are important to our future. A lot of youngsters are here. I'm sure we will do this. Thank you, comrades. Thank you, Zindabad.
I request Comrade Narajan, Assistant Secretary General, to present a shawl to Comrade Suresh. Comrade Sudhadevi Shankar, please come up with us and present the book.
மைக்கு அவருக்கு
பேசுற மாதிரி Now, Comrade A.V. Venkatraman, who took over as Secretary General from Comrade E.H. Joseph in 1967, and now he has come to address us and he will address. Actually, we have recorded his message that we were ready to put it on the screen, but as he has come, now he will speak.
I feel greatly honored to attend your conference. It was in the year 1967 that I was elected as Secretary General of All India Audit and Account. Probably I am already 99, nearly 99. This is the last conference of our old comrades who have succeeded a very turbulent era in the militant struggle of the audit and accounts employees. The first Secretary General, when we met in 1954, was one Ram Dulal Bhattacharya from the Office of the Accountant General at this conference. He is now the Secretary General. So I met first time in the conference in 1954 in Hyderabad. That was the time when we formed the association. And Comrade E.H. Joseph, for the first time, after horrid struggle in Rajkot and Kapurthala, formed our association. Ram Dulal Bhattacharya was a very quiet and calm man. He was not suited for the militancy of the auditing of the employees. But anyhow, he was carrying on an association, and our association from the beginning, for a large number of years, of more than a decade, was not recognized with accountability. As an unrecognized association, we participated in the 1960 strike of the Telecom employees, which was an indefinite strike for 5 days. Conference AIAAA has written a book called 5 Glorious Days. But the central government employees as such, it was a grand struggle for a need-based minimum wage and fairness hours. That is how we started our movement. Ours was the only unrecognized association that participated in the great struggle, and ours was the only association that stood at the height of the number of employees who entered strike. The credit goes to all the audit comrades at that time who participated in the strike, doing a very unrecognized manner and stood first. And it was the only organization where our members had suffered the most. I want to tell you, many were discouraged, many were reluctant, many feared the law. 2 of our comrades were on the moment dismissed from service, and one was Comrade E.H. Joseph. And we had to go to the court along with another comrade from Chennai, and after 3 years, the Supreme Court said
that the rule under which these people were dismissed from service is ultra violence of the Constitution, and they will be taken back. For information, all for the 3 years, it was a great struggle for us because we had no residential channel. We were handing out the Honorable Association and carrying on it. For the comrade in Chennai, who are also dismissed from service, we were taken back after 3 years after the Supreme Court judgment. I want to tell you only one story. And the story is, our association in Chennai, PNG Audit and Accounts Association, kept the employee living by paying the salary he would have got had he not been listed from charge. That was a remarkable thing among our association. Not only that, comrades, I've got a great regard. Don't think I'm partial. I've got a great regard for comrades who came from Calcutta. I want to point out one particular comrade. I don't know many of you know from Calcutta. No, he was comrade Bharla Bhattakai. He was the supreme leader of the entire central government employees, state government employees, and he was also dismissed from service. One thing about Bharla Bhattakai, and it's a unique personality. During the emergency, he was arrested and kept in prison for 19 months. People should know. We must be proud of Bharla Bhattakai. Remember him always. For his football. And what was the crowning thing about Bhattakai? He was the supreme leader of the entire Calcutta movement. Coordinating committee, July committee, any committee that was formed in Calcutta, all the workers were there, and he was the supreme leader. Not coming back. Knowing full well his knowledge and experience after this 19 months. Because Madhu Dhanpate was the minister after the fall of Indira Gandhi. She reinstated all the employees in the service. At the time the railway employees in 1974 maintained a massive strike against computerization. Many employees were dismissed from service, and Madhu Dhanpate should take the credit, not the initiative and leader there. But Dhanpate was responsible for taking back all the service. And one man done was Bharla Bhattakai. Bharla Bhattakai was also the president of the All India Audit and Accounts Association. That's a very remarkable thing. Kindly noted. More than that. And coming to a very important aspect of this comrade, he was appointed as a member of the pay commission of the regular state government employees. That is the great thing. It's a credit to the audit and account employees that our own employees who are subject to the pay commission was himself a member of the pay commission and giving the justice to the state government. So friends, I am very happy that West Bengal has given the second judgment. Tapan Gold. He is also from Magic Service. West Bengal. West Bengal. we enjoyed in West Bengal. They have contributed in the initial stage, the most difficult times, to the growth of the All India Audit Association. When it was reinstated, the individual was reinstated, there was a row from the employees on that day. Today, that corporate was reinstated, next day was dismissed from service. For 3 years, both Joseph and that corporate was under dismissal. So corporate must understand that in the beginning, we had the most difficult days. Most difficult, the audit employees had suffered by all punishments. And they came out very successful. In the second struggle we had, on the 19th September 1968, for one day. And for the same thing, the employees in audit department were taken to task. Most of the auditors general, unfortunately, the first auditor came from Vishwanath. He was a tyrant. He was always feeling with the deity of the audit employees, audit department. And when that gentleman came, he delegated our association and kept comrades chosen as a subscription. So comrades, suspended employees, dismissed employees, the employees who were reverted from service, whose increments were increased, but then the leaders of an unrecognized association. That was close to easy. That's what I was saying in 1968. The same percentage of employees went on strike, and as a result, you know, the new auditor general come at a time when yesterday, she took, we can say right, that immediately admitted all the comrades, what is called the police comrades, to the service. Now comrades, I think have come to a very last stage. I am to know the platform figure. The platform figure never leaves the platform. Even if the audience is empty, she will go on talking. Even if talks nonsense, audience will listen. That is the trouble. So, today I am 99 years old. I'm old. This is the first time after 8 years with a goodwill of Comrade Ramesh, I came out of my house for the first time. I told him first I will not be able to come to this conference. My Balu knows my condition. For 8 years, I have been immobile, my brain immobile, my brain imbecile. So I was carrying on. For information, when I got the news, the All India Conference being held now, I thought it fit whatever be my help to come and greet all the soldiers, the militant soldiers, the dynamic soldiers of the audit of the price to carry on the struggle. It is the responsibility of the audit of the price to convince all the democratic associations, Central Association, and lead them to a particular goal. And what is that particular goal? Today, Comrade Ramesh told me a little bit of a story. Can I take some time to make? I can take some time. I'm disturbing you. Today, he came and told me. She made it very plain to me, comrades, that the canteen employees who are government employees were completely taken off, and all government officers, those who are government employees, have now been thrown to the ultra contractors. That has happened. It is most regrettable, reckless step on the part of any government, whichever government it is. When you say unemployment, when you say give employment, those who have got employment, it was very great difficulty. We got those who were working in the canteen and the contractors whose service was hanging every moment that we may respond to service. We fought and made them government employees. Many of them were able to get pension, CPF services, everything. And now, many of those comrades are different on service. It is the responsibility of the audit employees as well as other fellow employees to fight against this disastrous state of this government and see that the canteens are maintained by the government. The workers are full-time government servants and all the benefits should go to them. That's number one. It is not your duty alone. It is duty of the other government employees. Those who are having the JCM must take up this issue and fight the battle. You can't go to the JCM, take a plate of good dinner, come with a bag and go home. That is not JCM. JCM means you argue. There are difficulties in JCM. That's what you know my doctor told me like that. Once upon a time, when JCM started, there was an organization called the Indian Railway National Federation. That was headed by one, A.P. Sharma. And that A.P. Sharma was also a minister of the central Congress government at the time. And he was the leader of the staff time in the JCM. He was like a dictator. But he would have not allowed others to speak. So that was the type of JCM once. Now I think that's it. But the JCM has got now another responsibility. What is the responsibility about pensioners? Old pensioners, new pensioners, revised new pensioners. What is that? Pensioners are pensioners. The bank, our duty is to give all the benefits that we have got. We must not lose them. If old pensioners have lost the benefits, they should be maintained. We should not be diluted like part of the youth. Now it is your responsibility to think that there is only one pension and not you old pension. And not only that, comrades, it is also your duty to say that the pension, formula for pension must be revised. The second point I would like to take is, today we are getting a DNS allowance. You know our DNS allowance, when the average index goes up, some 1 year back, then mostly the average comes late and we are also paid late. That is the situation. So I would request you comrades, to take up the issue of the daily servant, which is already overdue. The bank and the other employees are getting a commission every 5 years. Even after 10 years, we are not getting any pay commission. It is a duty to say that every 5th year, we are getting a pay commission and revise our pay scales. So friends, I find it very difficult to go on talking, not because I can't talk, but because you can't hear. The board of what me to repeat. All the problems that face, I can't place all the problems in this book. It's comrade Ramesh, comrade Kapil, it is their responsibility to take it. That's what I want. The organization should be a militant organization. Militant doesn't mean you carry a crystal. Militant means the spirit of the system. West Bengal gave the greatest leaders today, you know, as a matter of fact. Now what happened? Those leaders, culturally, politically, socially, religious, all those leaders came only from the church. So that why I am telling you is, arise, awake, and sleep, stop not. But the stop slogan, so only he gave that is message for you also. You should not sleep. You should always be awake. You take any time, the slithering serpent will come into you and prevent your life. That is another thing. And another message comes from the Nobel Laureate poet. I think everyone does not even have a great love for Rabindranath Tagore. Where the mind is without fear, and the hell is held high, that is the heaven you can reach. And this is what I want to tell you. That is the message of Rabindranath Tagore. The greatest scientist was born and nurtured. If C.V. Raman had remained in Tamil Nadu, C.V. Raman would have been only C.V. Raman. Astor Mukherjee took C.V. Raman in the game, made him a Nobel laureate in science. So West Bengal is not a great expert. After West Bengal, not the praise, but all those comrades from West Bengal have got a responsibility to see the downtrodden in this country come up. You know, as a matter of fact, one comrade from Calcutta, I forget his name, 1921. If I remember, I will tell the name. He was the postal boy. He was at the time a postal employee, you know. He was always chased to
KG Bose.
No, KG Bose came later.
Dada Bose.
No. This is 1921. Not KG Bose. Of course, KG Bose was a great leader. Babu Tara Mukherjee. He made a statement. Government employees are not beggars. That's the statement he made. Government employees are not beggars. They have their own rights. They have done what is called demands to be made. And how that can be done? They are the salt of the earth. Salt of that to know. Of course, scientific persons cannot take salt and sugar. But he said it, she did it, and you know what he said in the end? All of us go to the night. 1921, this is a statement by a government employee. No government, nothing government. The very fact that I am sitting here and talking about comrade is the greatest government. Sitting in a shawl is a Tamil Nadu culture. They are part of it. And you know, in Tamil Nadu, I want to tell you one thing. So when your comrade is here, he wants to hear me. I will tell you. There was one village called Keynote. That's what I said. You know, I am having a improvised head, so pronunciation is also wrong. There were about more than 40 farm laborers. Farm laborers means they were not landless laborers. They are not like our farm leaders. No, I want to tell you, farm leaders, they are not like that. The farm leaders today, they were proud, who are our Prime Minister. He was very proud of calling himself as a farm leader, farmer. So everybody calls a farmer. He may be only 1,000 acres of land. So they are not farmers. They are landless farmers and the farmers of our country. And so what happened? Giving money, whatever is said, they were charged to you will have to authenticate what I am saying. It is their party. They were all the members of their party. Labour Union. 44 of them, if I remember correct, they were all charged to them. You know what is charged to them? Burned alive. They were done. And you know, I don't want to say what that government was at the time. I don't want to say that. You must know. Now you are dead. They are their friend now, you know. I can't say no. So they were taking very good steps to do something with that. I think that nothing was done for information. And you know, they talk socialism. They talk secularism. They talk equality. They talk fraternity. They talk liberty. All these words are there. What about those comrades? The Harijan comrades. Not farmers and right. See, I am sure mistake. So, that is the principle concept. No, I am coming to the point. I want to tell you one thing. Unless we also participate in education, where farmers workers, landless workers, farm workers, landless labor, still living in isolation in benefits today. Dalits, not like Dalits, climbing on their party, calling themselves as the children. Not like that. We have to work for them. Unless they come up in life, it's very difficult for us, for you to continue. And only one point on that. It's your point, not my point. I think most of you are members of the federal government. I can say with all authoritative command, because it is the one best scheme, medical health scheme available today in this country. No scheme gives medicines free of cost. No insurance, nothing, anyone can give. You pay, you get all the best treatments available. Only some big hospital like Apollo, some and they will not help you. But it's good. The scheme is good. But the scheme is coming down. That feeling, I think the problem that we have to make by common relief, or by good friend, Balu. Balu is not an ordinary comrade. Not an ordinary one. You know Balu? Stand up, please. Balu was a fighting employee of the service employees.
Yes.
Balu was there at the time of canteen when they were made government employees. But Balu is not there. Only Ramesh is there. And they are no other government. So that is the case. So what I would like to suggest is that central government will not see one example I will give you. Hearing aid. See, for me the problem is there. My eyes are blind. My hair is blocked. My mouth is watering. My bones are brittle. But when it comes to the question of hearing aid, the feeling was once 25,000 rupees. It was reduced to 20,000 rupees. I want to tell you that today the feeling limit is 8,000 rupees. I think when you hear mine, the hearing aid was 8,000 rupees. What type of hearing aid is it? The very problem now has been reducing to Jana Ausudalya has come, quality has come down, prices will have come down also, but quality is the thing that you want. So I will request you comment when you help and future, you must improve the culture and the federal because Albert Camus, you know Albert Camus, who said property is theft. Property is theft. In this, when he said that, I was reminded of Comrade Namboodiripad. Have you known Comrade Namboodiripad? He was the first chief minister elected by the Communist Party in the entire globe and became the chief minister of Kerala. Before he became the chief minister of Kerala, the heading of the market, all because of very rich landlord. Namboodiripad and Kerala were very rich landlords. He gave all the property to the party. Because he felt according to all the camels, having the property, he will be a thief. And he was a trusted criminal. Remember, to get elected. You know what happened? That's what I want to do. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the Prime Minister. It was the year 1957 when they were elected. There was big stuff. I don't want to go into details. And Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and the president of Dr. Indira Gandhi, the president of the Indian National Congress, they were responsible for dismissing an elected party in the year 1957. So when it has no history, the employees should know history, the employees should know economics, the employees should know all those things. So I would request you to have a comprehensive view of what is happening in our country. I am trying to change. With that I say, I am trying to come to the floor. And we are so once again, arise, awake, stop now. And we will pay tonight, agitate, organize, and go forward.
Comrade ABV Jindabad.
Long live, long live. Long live, long live. Long live, long live. Long live, long live. Comrade ABV, long live. Long live, long live. Long live, long live. Long live, long live. Comrade ABV, long live. Long live, long live.
Comrade T.K. Ragarajan will present a shout to Comrade ABV.
சாரும் வாழ்க.
Comrades, now we are releasing the PDF copy of Comrade E.X. Joseph book. Here it will be released by Comrade ABV. PDF will be released here.
Very
Comrades, PDF copy of Comrade E.X. Joseph book is released here. Now, after this, now we are leaving for 10 minutes tea break. After that, Comrade V. Nagarajan, our Comrade 1968 strike, he will address, and after that we will go for lunch. Now, 10 minutes break. Please come back. All the comrades who are standing in ground floor, we are starting the session. Due to paucity of time, we have requested Comrade Yadav and Comrade Y. Sudhakaran to address the delegate session. Now we were very fortunate to have our former Secretary General Comrade A.V. Venkatraman, who has given a rousing speech in his 99 years. And we have another leader here who also led the 1968 strike in Chennai, Comrade V. Nagarajan, former Secretary of NCAA, and he is also 90 years. He is not less, he is 90 years. And another thing we have to mention here, he is very close associate of Comrade E.X. Joseph. Whenever Comrade E.X. Joseph comes to Chennai, he goes to his house only. And whenever Comrade Nagarajan goes to Delhi, he goes to Comrade Joseph's house. So much close they were. And when Comrade E.X. Joseph, we had condolence meeting, he came there and he addressed. And now I request Comrade V. Nagarajan to come and address the meeting. Please salute Comrade Nagarajan. Please salute Comrade Nagarajan. Please salute. Please salute.
MCAA, those big leaders and journalists, Comrade Ram, Rangarajan, they all left after the first session. I introduced myself as V. Nagarajan. I am a chemistry man. I studied chemistry and I was working as a lecturer in chemistry in St. Joseph's College, Tiruchirappalli for 3 years, 1955. That is the graduation day. After that I came to AG's office from chemistry to accounts and audit. I found the condition of the people in the office. AG Madras building was very nice, but there were lot of humiliations conferred on the members of our office. For just one example, movement register. When I joined there, I just attended the particular section. I wanted to just go out for easing myself. I was asked to sign your movement register. When you go out of the section, you should sign it. When you come back, you should sign it. Duration should not be more than 4 or 5 minutes. At that time, the MCAA Madras was very, very inactive. It was only Gardening Association. Then, Comrade K. Sundaram, who came from AG Andhra Pradesh, he introduced people, and I was 30 at that time. We all formed the association MCAA, decided not to participate in the 1960s. But I said, a resolution participate in the election will be necessary in a committee meeting or in a general body meeting. But unfortunately, the decision was taken not to participate in the 1960s strike. But I was not in the committee then. I was a new entrant in the AG's office. I took casual leave on the day of strike 1960. More than that, I can't do anything at that time. The office condition, working conditions were very horrible. At that time, K. Sundaram, who was in AG Andhra Pradesh, came to Madras AG on transfer. And we became close friends. And we have a number of, I am a person who has got hundreds and hundreds of friends in the office. We all decided that the association must be activated. Therefore, a general body meeting was convened. We passed a resolution, a move to declare the existing association as defunct and again conduct the election in 1965. From 1965 till 1993, till my retirement, I was associated with MCAA members. Though I was promoted as an officer and retired as a senior audit officer from AG's office, I have my own affiliation, I have my own affection, I have my relationship with the comrades of MCAA. For anything and everything they used to call me, I attend the meeting. This is a small introduction about me. My dear comrades on the dais and my dear comrades who have come from all over India, on this great occasion, that is the 50th Conference of the All India Inter-Council Association, being held in Chennai, I extend my warm greetings and blessings to you all at my age of 90. It is divine and great for every human being if he or she does some service to humanity at large. You are all such great people who have come to service of the working class without minding the risk or difficulties involved in facing the challenges. You have been faithful and dedicated in your path of service to humanity, service to employees of the central government, more especially service to the employees in the audit department. Viewing back our movement, countless leaders have sacrificed their everything for the sake of uplift of the working class and also to establish their rights. Among them, to my memory, are Comrade E.X. Joseph, former Secretary General, Comrade A.V. Venkatraman, who heard him just now, Comrade S.K. Vyas, a veteran leader who held the post of Secretary General for more than 15 years, Comrade Warrior, Comrade Trivikramam of Kerala office, who was dismissed and he was never taken back to service up to 1960 We lost him. Comrade Jinna, Comrade K. Sundaram, Comrade A.K. Raman, Comrade N.C. Rajgopalan, Comrade D. Balasubramaniam, sitting here, Comrade Durai Gandhi, Comrade Dromadi Nayagam, Comrade Ramesh, Comrade Muruganathan, Comrade Kalimurthy, and Comrade Ramesh, and such hundreds of people who have participated in the activities of the association. I am proud to see you all as trade union leaders of selfless sacrifice, integrity, poise, indomitable will and determination in all your ventures in the trade union field. I firmly believe that your leadership will inspire the coming generations of the working class, for the justice will continue forever with abundant strength and full determination. It was accidental that I met Comrade Joseph in Delhi. Weirdly, with accident. I was walking in the street, he met me. It was 1962, when there was no strong association in the ages of his Madras. I met him, we became good friends afterwards. Till he left for America to his daughter's house. We were very close here, or at least once a year we used to meet. I will touch some points of Comrade Joseph subsequently. Comrade Joseph, who was the Secretary General of the All India Association for about 10 years, passed away on 24th July this year at the age of 93. S.K. Vyas followed him as Secretary General and did yeoman service for about 15 years as Secretary General. At this juncture, I would like to share with you in brief the services rendered by Comrade E.X. Joseph, Comrade Joseph, especially in the formative period of our All India Association. MCAA Chennai held a condolence meeting on 30th July 2024, in which I also spoke about my close friend and associate, Comrade Joseph. Comrade Joseph was a great and dynamic leader who made sacrifices beyond human perception and imagination. Working in the ages of his Bombay, at the age of 22 or 23, he became the Secretary of the local unit and the Secretary General of the All India Audit and Accounts Association. You all know that there is one book called Contract Proofs. Government central fund employees contract proofs. Nobody can conduct himself to the satisfaction of the rules. 4A and Rule 4B of the conduct rules were very oppressive, showering indignity on the employees in the AG's office or the department as a whole. I as an individual thought that I won't sign the movement register because I am in a section where I have to go and contact so many other people in the various sections. Therefore, I won't sign the movement register. As a single person, I resisted. 1962, Comrade K. Sundaram from AG's office, Andhra Pradesh, came here and we threw out the old association, which was only gardening association, and we formed an ad hoc committee, and then by united strength we conducted the first election in the AG's office Madras for the committee. Since then, the association in those days is called the Class 3 Association or Staff Association, ordinary groups of employees. Then after the election of 1965, the association MCAA grew from strength to strength, facing all challenges, facing all difficulties, facing all risks, even suspension, dismissal, everything was there. Leaving on that, I would like to touch about Comrade Joseph in brief to your understanding. I would like to share with you in brief the services rendered by Comrade Joseph, especially in the formative period of our All India Association. MCAA Chennai held a condolence meeting on 30th July 2024, in which I also spoke about my close friend and associate, Comrade Joseph. He was a great and dynamic leader who made sacrifices beyond human conception and imagination. Working in the AG's office Bombay, he was elected as the Secretary of the Unit and Secretary General of the All India Association. Comrade Joseph was compulsorily retired from service for a very flimsy reason, quoting Rule 4B of the Conduct Rules. Comrade Joseph went to the High Court of Bombay and he established a great success for the audit employees. The High Court of Bombay struck down Rule 4B of the Conduct Rules in full. The department was very much worried. They went on an appeal to the Supreme Court. In 1957, the Supreme Court not only upheld the decision of the Madras High Court that all the provisions, all the conditions contained in Rule 4B were struck down by the Madras High Court was correct. And they also added that Rule 4A also may be struck down except participation in a strike. This was a great success, greatest achievement. E.X. Joseph versus O.K. Ghosh, Accountant General Bombay, Controller Audit General, this decision came in. This helped the people of the audit department to come forward and create a very strong association for the purpose of redressal of the grievances of the staff and working conditions of people working in various offices of the Indian Audit Accounts Department. He was compulsorily retired under quoting Rule 4B of the Conduct Rules. What sin he has committed? He went to a place outside the city limit of Bombay and addressed a meeting. He was suspended at that time. Suspended employees must take permission from the department to do anything. Even to take food, we have to take permission. That was a condition at that time. Comrade Joseph addressed the meeting. He came back, he was suspended. And he became the Secretary General of the All India Audit Association also. This case was successfully in favor of the department. However, the government wanted to go on an appeal. They went to the Supreme Court. E.X. Joseph versus O.K. Ghosh. The Supreme Court not only confirmed the decision of the Madras High Court that Rule 4B has been struck down, they added that part of Rule 4A of the conduct rules also was struck down by the Supreme Court of India, except participation in this strike. The department went on Supreme Court appeal and we won the case in the Supreme Court also. This victory made the department to take him back to service. Joseph was taken back to service, and this is the greatest singular achievement of our great leader, Dr. Joseph, whose picture is there. Then the CAG wanted to play foul on the audit employees. E.X. Joseph was the Secretary General of the All India Association. They were vexed with E.X. Joseph. Therefore, the Accountant General of Bombay put a condition that 4B should be followed before striking down. After all, he went to a place outside the city limit. For addressing that, he was compulsorily retained at the age of 25. Very horrible. Then the Secretary General gave a call for a 3-day fasting program in 1966, February. We all participated in the strike, and the effect and the result of the strike made the Comptroller General of India to bend and gave the recognition back to the All India Association, and they allowed E.X. Joseph. They took him back to service and he continued to be secretary. A challenge was thrown on all audit employees. You want Joseph or recognition of the association? We established and we demanded both recognition as well as Comrade E.X. Joseph being taken back to service. This is a greatest achievement. A single man, he took up the cause to the end of Supreme Court and achieved great success, which was very useful to the employees of the audit department. Otherwise, under Rule 4A and 4B, you can't do anything except office work in the office. That was the condition. Seeing this, the CAG got very much victor. The CAG then de-recognized the All India Association and put a challenge that he would give recognition if Comrade Joseph was not a Secretary General. We conducted a 3-day fasting program throughout India in 1966 February, and our united strength made the Auditor General bend, and with the result, we got recognition of the All India Association with Comrade Joseph as the Secretary General. An All India Conference was conducted in 1966 in Chennai. Comrade Joseph attended the conference as the Secretary General. Immediately after the conference, he gave resignation to the department and became an independent lawyer attached with the Supreme Court. He was publishing a magazine, Anthony magazine, called Labour World, which was very useful for all the audit employees and general employees also. A great man who did human service to the common people. He was mostly a labor lawyer and he was appearing before the Supreme Court in all the cases involving a dispute between laborers, workers and management. A de facto recognition was given by the Controller General to all the officers. There were about 22 states at that time. All the associations got back a letter, namely, you should not do anything except office work. Therefore, he de-recognized the associations recognition. But one thing is certain, they are not well, but by the enthusiasm I have come. The control agenda, I think the resignation and the reinstatement of Comrade Joseph, the case law became a wonderful case law for all the labor issues. Everybody quoted E.F. Joseph's case and they won the case, so many cases throughout India. With that contribution by E.F. Joseph for the purpose of establishing the rights of employees could not be underestimated. It was a great success. Comrade Joseph did that, and we owe our gratitude and thanks to Comrade Joseph on this occasion. I call upon you to just remember for a while Comrade Joseph, who was a divinity incarnation for the audit employees in those days. You all know that all central government servants unions were all recognized by Government of India recognition rules in 1919. All the associations in India, including our MCAA Madras, they were recognized under a new de facto rules, 1956. We formed an association, strong association in Madras in 1965. We conducted elections and the proceedings were going on. At that time, after the one-day strike of 1968, 19th September 1968, the participation of MCAA in the strike was 87.4%. That was the first occasion on which AIAAA Madras took a decision to participate in a strike. At that time, I was fortunate enough to be the secretary of the association. AIAAA Madras withdrew the recognition. I got a letter from him that your association is de facto recognized by the Auditor General. I wrote back to the Accountant General Madras that we are all recognized by the recognition rules 1919. We don't want your de facto recognition. The matter was left at that stage. In 1968, November 19, we conducted a central government employees strike, which could have been avoided had the central government thought in such a fashion. The demands were minimum wage, merger of DA with pay, and all the people who are on contingent employees basis should be made regular employees. These were the three demands for the 1960 strike, 1968 strike also. The strike went on very well. Audit department performed very well compared to other departments of other ministries of government. And the matter was such that after 19th September 1968, the day of one-day token strike, the department took stern action against the employees. In AG Tamil Nadu, 2 people were suspended. Comrade A.K. Raman, who was not in the committee at that time, Comrade K. Sundaram, who was the president. I was the secretary of the association at that time, 1968. We created such a tension to the Accountant General by our concerted effort of dedication to the point we take up. We conducted the 1968 strike. Immediately, in continuation of 1966, giving a notice that we were recognized under the recognition rules de facto.
first day of the 20th September, they gave you notice and suspended 2 people. 21st, they called me and gave a letter that your association's accreditation has been withdrawn by the Control Authority of India. Immediately, after 10 days or 12 days of the strike, we approached the High Court of Madras and we filed a writ of certiorari asking the judge to establish that the association has already been recognized de jure by the Government of India under the Central Government Employees Conduct Rules. Then something was done by the department. The single judge gave an opinion in favor of the administration. The single judge observed during the hearing, he passed certain remarks in which they said the association seems to be more well versed in legal matters than the administration. We employed Dr. Dolia, who was the Iyer and Dolia lawyers. They took up a case and we won the case, and thereby the case law is V. Nagarajan versus Accountant General versus Comptroller General of India, Home Ministry. It was a tremendous success. I studied the contract rules, P.X. Joseph case law, and then finally I gave a lot of input to the lawyer, and we were very fortunate enough to get the recognition de jure, and the administration will do their action. Comrades, unknown to the fact that we succeeded in the case, as I already told you, I was the secretary of the association. I was fortunate enough to be the secretary of the association. Not had neither been person there, the same success would have been achieved. It was singularly fortunate for me to be the secretary at that time. I could not dwell much time because the time of this period is just 10 minutes for me. I can talk so much about the case laws and other things. I would like to say that Comrade Joseph's case law 1957 Supreme Court, we were established that we are having all freedom of expression, freedom of action, conducting meetings, circulating notices, correction of subscription, all these things which were put as conditions, they are all broken, and that case law was very exemplary in its nature, so that the Government of India understood what is a union, how they are recognized. That was not good to the then government at that time. After the case of A.G. Madras versus CAG, EAG and the Government of India, V. Nagarajan versus Government of India, things turned different. There was lot of pressure from the administration during the period of the leeway, lot of a small gap of 2-3 months. I was put to lot of difficulties, lot of oppressions, depressions were put on me. Anywho, comrades, the victory of establishing the fact that all the central government unions are recognized under the Recognition Rules 1919. That is the greatest thing that was achieved by Joseph case and Nagarajan versus Accountant Madras. Comrades, there is positive time. I can't take time indefinitely, and I am not also well for the past 2 days, but due to the enthusiasm I have come here. This is the 32nd year of my retirement. retired in 1993. May 1993 I retired. After that I was not lazy because I was in Central Excise and Customs Audit branch. I had a good experience in the field. I became a consultant for Central Excise and Customs and took classes for the CA examination, cost account examination, company secretary examination, MBA examination. I took classes for the students all over India. I am very, very proud to see you all. And this great assembly of all representatives from various offices throughout India, the arrangement for this, the responsibility and integrity with which this conference is being held in Madras, the whole credit goes to Comrade Ramesh and all these elderly Congress members. I fervently hope that my effort in sharing with you some significant achievements of our movement will inspire you to great heights and give you the required strength of mind and energy to continue our vision for the purpose of uplifting the welfare of one another working conditions of the employees generally in India and particularly specifically in Tamil Nadu. On this occasion, I extend my best wishes to you all for a meaningful deliberation in the conference and arriving at resolutions which are necessary for the purpose of grievances of the employees, especially in the audit department. The deliberations should be not just wasting the time on debate and discussions. Everybody should participate in it, in the particular conference. All things must be discussed, debated, and resolutions will have to be passed. Those resolutions will have to be followed up by the All India Association. I am very happy that Comrade Ramesh has done so much service to make this conference successful. To achieve anything and everything, what is important, what is necessary? I say, united strength is the sine qua non for the purpose of success in any organization, especially trade unions. Therefore, I thank you all of you for having patiently heard me, and I wish all success in all your endeavors. Please accept my personal greetings also. Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. All India Association, All India Association, unity of employees, unity of the working class. Thank you.
I request Comrade L. Chandrasekhar, Vice President, to present a shot to Comrade Nagarajan, and Comrade Rama, Secretary of AIAAA Association, to present a book. Long live Comrade Nagarajan! Long live Comrade Nagarajan! Long live Comrade Nagarajan! Now, as last speaker, Comrade D. Balasubramanian, our senior notary leader, who stood with us and who is a moral strength of our association, and myself. Comrade D. Balasubramanian. He will be the last speaker. After that, we will go for lunch. Now, I request Comrade Selvi and Comrade Tirumurugan. Comrade Tirumurugan will present a shawl, and Comrade Selvi will present the book. Long live Comrade Balu! Long live Comrade Balu!
Comrade President and Comrade Radhakrishna and leaders of the dais. I welcome you all to the city of Madras. The delegates would have undergone a lot of difficulties in traveling, and we have tried to provide you the required comfortable stay and good meals. You please enjoy Chennai and also forgive us if there is any shortage. So please, I welcome all the delegates to the city of Madras, and I want to congratulate the comrades of AD Audit and Accounts Office Tamil Nadu, because I requested them in our general body that you should show or you should ensure the success of this conference. Thereby, we establish that we audit and accounts employees in Chennai are united. Today, I am very happy that we are in the process of the conference, and we have established that we are united and capable. We have conducted so many conferences in the past, but this one was very difficult situation, and I want to congratulate you all by honoring Comrade Ramesh for the success of the conference.
Red salute, Comrade Ramesh. Red salute, Comrade Ramesh.
I am not a leader. I am a worker of the trade union, and also now I am serving the pensioners movement. Now I am the Central Secretary of the All India Federation of Pensioners Association and representing in the SCOA meetings. So we take up the cause of pensioners with the government of India, but pensioners cannot live without the active support of the serving employees. Today we are in a very difficult situation. We enjoy at least liberty, but now in the existing political situation, running an organization itself is difficult. So you are all got a very, very great responsibility to bring the movement upwards and bring success to the employees and the pensioners. I congratulate Comrade Kappan Bose. He restored the parity which we achieved in 1986 by way of arbitration. So that victory is still unfinished. We have not yet got the revision. Therefore, the incoming committee has got a very great responsibility that to clinch that particular parity issue we achieved through the arbitration. So that is a great responsibility on you, and in that process we should ensure that not only audit and accounts but also sister accounting organization and the employees also should be getting out of that arbitration award. I wrote to the Government of India that arbitration awards are not negotiable. When the government wanted to know what is going to be the commitment for the government because of the implementation of that award, we cautioned them, you need not bother about expenditure. It is an award. If the award is given, it should be implemented as a whole. Now, a stage has come by calculating the expenditure. They now say it is only the persons who retired as auditor or accountant from 1986 to till their retirement. It is unfortunate. The benefit should go to all those who were part of 1986 and thereafter. So that issue is before you. I hope you will deliberate and ensure that everybody can get the benefit. Similarly, when I wrote to Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman that before going to election in 2024, please announce the notification of 8th Central Pay Commission, because we are entitled for a revision from 2016, that is 2026. The pension as well as salaries must be revised. For that, at least when you notify the formation of the 8th Central Pay Commission in 2024, then they can get 2 years for the formulation of ideas and revision of pays, etc., etc. And we will get at least 2026 the revision of the pay scale. That has not been considered by the government. And late by December 2nd, the government gave a reply in the parliament that no such idea is under consideration of the government of India in December, because you are having because of that announcement, we are having great responsibility to secure. This government is not going to hear our words or persuasions, they hear only the voice of protest. Therefore, now unfortunately we compelled to make the statement, the serving employees have not rose up to the occasion. The serving employees, only when they come to the forefront, only when they demand that things must be improved and the employees must get their due share, nothing will move. Therefore, we, the audit and accounts employees, we were always in the forefront. We have got the capacity to unite the various sections of the Government employees and pensioners. Therefore, I appeal to you to unite yourself and also unite the various sections of the government employees, because now the railway is in doldrums. So unless railway and running staff come to the front and stop the train, the government will not understand our difficulties. Therefore, unite, fight and bring success to all the serving employees as well as the pensioners. Thank you for the opportunity.
Dear comrades, he congratulated me, but actually I have to say, many people stood with us. Many senior comrades. Without their help, we could not have done this. Comrade Lenin Subaya, who is sitting here, he was total moral strength for me. Comrade Johnny Raman Iyer, right from the first day, he was sitting with us as if he is the host unit, he was doing everything. Yesterday morning he came to the hotel at 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m. from long distance. Such a wonderful comrade, he stood with us, Comrade Iyer. And all my unit people. Now, I can say, Comrade Adam Basha, he only chose this place. He was searching for the place, he only chose this place. We are very happy that we are here. And now, Iyer. He is gone. He is gone. I want him. Okay, now we are releasing the souvenir wrapper. For that, I am calling my senior comrades to release that. Comrade K. L. Gautam, Pandeji, Comrade Nageswara, Comrade C. Kumar, and Comrade Iyer, please come out to the dais. Please release the souvenir wrapper. Iyer, please. Chaudhary, Iyer ko bulaiye.
Come forward.
Now the wrapper of the 50th conference is being released. So,
Come forward. Sir, come forward.
now we are going for lunch. At 3 p.m. we will assemble back. Now only Comrade Iyer is coming.
Start.